Hey artists, Mrs. Vance here. All right, we are going to start working on our complementary color monsters, but we're not quite to the color stage, but I wanted to show you that I wore my favorite set of complementary colors, blue and orange, because I went to the University of Illinois. All right, so I've grabbed my Sharpie, but I want you to have your pencil out too, okay? And we are going to sketch out ideas and kind of different body parts for our monster. I'm going to do it in Sharpie just so you can see them really nice and bold, but I would like you to work in pencil in your sketchbook, okay? So the first thing we should talk about is just kind of like body types. And there's so many different shapes we could use. Your creature, your monster could have, spiky hair, curly hair, straight hair. So we're going to go over some options, okay? So the first one I want to talk about is kind of like a blobby monster. So think more like, oh gosh, now I can't think of any cartoon characters that are like this, but I know there are. So think more smooth and drippy. Kind of like the guy from Ghostbusters is the only guy I can think of, okay? So we're only drawing heads, by the way. So kind of thinking like nice and smooth. And almost like octopus-like. Like he almost has like a drippy head. And then let's do another head type. So I'm going to do like kind of spiky, crazy. Notice that I'm going like different directions. Okay, so again, we're just drawing heads. This isn't a body. We're just doing heads for our project. Let's see, what do we talk about? Curly. So, or like wavy. So it would almost be like bumpy. So we're using our knowledge of different kinds of lines to create our monster. What else could there be? I suppose it could be kind of like this, but like a little bit more hairy. So we could draw more of just like the shape. I'm going to do kind of a different shape here. And then you could kind of give him like lion's mane style hair all the way around and do something like that. You can play with just the idea of shape. So you could do, we could do like mullet monster. He could be like bald on top and then have hair. It kind of looks like the Lorax, right? Because of his mustache. So you could do something like that. That's up to you. We could have kept going with so you could do like half and half. Maybe your monster has like long flowing locks. So maybe we just draw a head and maybe it has beautiful, gorgeous locks of hair, which would be kind of funny, but I don't know. I'm just coming up with all different sorts of ideas. All right, so I think that's enough heads to start with. All right, the next thing that we want to talk about is eyeballs, okay? So you can have one eyeball, you can have 5 eyeballs, you can have 3 eyeballs, you can have 2 eyeballs. So it's up to you with what you want to do and what kind of eyeball you want to have. So everything kind of starts with a circle, but then we can modify from there. So like you can have just regular old circles, big or small, it's up to you. And then you can have the colored part and then the black part, like so. So then we would color in that piece right there. You could do eyeballs that are like half, like this. So like they're almost cut off. And then there's the colored part. And there's the black part for our pupil. You could do a cyclops eye. And kind of have that kind of cat eye in the middle. You could do, let's see, we talked about multiple eyes, so we could do different sized eyes and have them all sort of connected. And maybe the smaller ones have less detail, but then you have one that has more detail. That's up to you. Maybe you go more oval. And maybe we only draw the eyeball or the iris and the pupil part towards the corner like this. They're a little bit more cartoony, right? What am I missing here? Probably about like 3/4. So you can also kind of use your eyebrows. So I can draw some eyebrows in first. Kind of silly looking eyebrows, but that's all right. And then you can have your eyes here. I'm going to do one small and one big. Right? So it can, he looks like he looks like he's had a very hard day, right? Okay, so there's some eye options, but if you come up with your own special kind of eye, please feel free to do that. We need to give our monsters noses. It's up to you if you want them to have like big honker noses. And I like to connect them to my eyeballs. Do you want something more petite, just like that? Do you want to do something more triangular? And then you could add in nostrils if you want to. You could, let's see, I'm going to do that kind of big honker nose again over here. I think it needs it because he's got a big head. And then maybe you could even like drip boogers down if you want to. It's your monster. You get to do whatever you want with it. Okay. For this one, I'm just going to do a little nose again. And for this guy, I'm going to leave him no nose. Maybe he can't smell. Okay, so now we're on to our mouths. So I want you to think about shape and size and angle. So think circles, think half circles, think ovals, think just a line. Let's see what else. We could do another oval here. I think an oval belongs here too. And let's see. Maybe somebody a little bit more sad and worried. I lost a little space here, but almost like a jelly bean shape where he's a little frowny. Okay, so then you can go in and add teeth if you want to. And you could add a tongue if you want to, just by adding kind of like a half circle here and a line. So it's really up to you where you want to add things and where you don't want to add things. Oop, I'm going to color that one in. Oh, we didn't give this guy a mouth. Let's see, what did I forget? We can just kind of have like a crazy face with a tooth hanging out. And then this guy looks pretty worried. And then I can shade some in so it looks dark, like the mouth goes back in space. Okay, so there's lots of mouth options there. Now let's play with head things. So hats, horns, unicorns, spears, or whatever. I guess it would be called a horn too. It's totally up to you and what you want. Are they curved? Do they have stripes or patterns on them? Is he wearing a party hat? Let's see, this would come over the top here. I like my guy with the party hat. Let's see, I feel like curly Q horns maybe. I don't have a lot of room, so I'm not going to draw the other one, but this guy, maybe he has ears. Maybe you want to add ears instead of horns. I'm just coloring him in since I used a Sharpie so you could see him. And let's see, maybe you have baby horns coming out of your hair, your gorgeous locks like that. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything else. But yeah, think about like, you know, do your horns have polka dots? Do they have stripes? Do they have a pattern to them? That's completely up to you. Oh, I didn't give anybody a unicorn. Let's see. Maybe it would be tucked behind here. And I feel like it needs stripes. There you go. All right, so I've given you so many different options and examples, and you can come up with your own. And I've also given you a sheet which has some ideas on it too. So utilize that and just have fun messing with your fun kind of creaturey monster guys. All right, have a good one.